What up, people? Hey, man. How y'all doing? I'm here. We're live. We're happening. Yeah. Been a little while. Robert, what's up? Yeah. I gotta turn that off. Get a little bit warm over there. Yeah. Oh, dude. So it's like about 20 degrees with 6 inches of snow on the ground. Yeah. So, no, I didn't get out there and fly. And no, I didn't put the videos up. But I did it with a good reason. Mostly because they sucked. I have no idea what the hell happened. But, like, I'm trying to get all these videos together in such a way that people can see the good stuff. You know? I got a bunch of crappiness out there. And I'm also trying to weed through some clips, actually, because I'm editing, you know? So while I'm editing, I gotta make the stuff, like, look better than it normally does. Oi, what's going on, man? Nice to see you in there, too. What? Do you just leave 3 dots? Does that just naturally happen? What's up with the 3 dots? That's not the second part of, you know, the middle part of SOS. Like something's going on. So, what y'all been up to? Month 1 of the Florida government industry lockdown. Will it ever end? Probably not. No excuses. Just excuses. I can't explain it still. It's just frustrating. Had a dream about it the other night where I had to do some murdering and, well, I mean, not literally, but you know what I'm saying? Just, it was ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Then, we are also in case you were keeping track, as it says, day 77 of your one-a-days, if you're into it. I am building my one-a-day as we speak. You know, they say a plan a day keeps the, I actually don't know. I was going to say keeps the wood away, but that's probably neither here nor there. And how's y'all's COVID anyway? Y'all doing pretty good with the COVID? Yeah, it sucks actually. People like, I don't know. They make this vaccine, and you know it's like, okay, so we're gonna start passing this vaccine out, and like y'all worked on this vaccine, and we're all good and anti-COVID right now, right? Everything, but like lo and behold, y'all still can't get a damn flu vaccine going on. Yeah. Yeah, is that true? I don't know. I've seen a couple girls build some pretty cool planes. My girl builds pretty good. Well, I mean, like, totally different. Hell, she's one of the reasons why I have that that technology we call flows, the fuselage length horizontal strakes. Yeah, one of her planes from, I believe it was the Vixen, from way back in the day. Man, dude. She was wicked wild. Built it, and it like it had these things like all the way down, and I don't know how she did it. It's really cool. I mean, I can't do it, so you know. She couldn't do it again, so bear with me. Bear with me. I'm trying to complete this bird in the background here. Building another Diamant on the day. I built one at work yesterday. It was pretty cool. Turned out to be entirely black because I used one of those, you know, those sheets we were talking about before, how you put it through the copy machine and put it through the scanner and you scan blank, you know, so it's all black. Yeah, it's pretty hot. So this is December. What the hell is this? December 16th. I haven't changed anything. Oh man, I need to do some editing. Bear with me, people. I'm still learning this garbage. Alright. There it is. There it is. There it is. Got you. We got you, baby. We got you. Alright. Yeah, look at me now. Alright. I'm just going to leave that like little texty thing on there. It says Florida is a quagmire of inactivity until something can be done to right the ship. Because, like, seriously, just unbelievable. Unfreaking believable what's going on down there. Oh, did you hear the Northeast is getting hit by a blizzard too? snowstorm, snowpocalypse, whatever you want to call it, snowmageddon. Those people are idiots. You know, I realized something today that I was going to share with y'all, and I've forgotten it. So, anyway, on the tech, what we're talking about doing, we mentioned something earlier. Yeah, thank you. What we mentioned is the possibility of anybody who is building POW bodies for one-a-days this year, the one-a-days that we're doing, you're talking about perhaps making it in, okay, if you really do have to do POWs, and they're just bodies, you do a model, as in NASA's is doing this. So he's doing a model per month, and this month is Ninja. And you know, he wanted to experiment with the tech and was using our sheets, our reference sheets there, which I might play with here or with y'all later. But he was using these sheets as a reference to put tech on there, and of course, with bodies, there's really no point in putting the tech on because, well, I mean, let's face it, if you do that, you're dealing with some of those might be wrinkled up, folded wrong when in storage. So what he's doing is he'll build the bodies, at least this is my understanding, and this is how I would do it anyway. You build the bodies, nothing on it, but then once this year's one-a-days stop, come next October, next end of September, we're going to do a new one-a-day series, and that'll put the tech on each day. That might turn out to be only a half a year, but you can't build a plane. Why not? It ain't that hard. It's not as hard as you think. I mean, the end. It's like I said. It's like we said when we prepped you for it. The end result of what this could be would be ridiculous. All right, because you may end up with, you know, or it may. Shit, you're going to end up with 360 planes at the end of this. Are you ready? Can you be prepared? And again, if you build POW, if you just make them into bodies, you won't have so much of a problem. So, I mean, this could be done. It's if you're, you know, making them all flight worthy. Now you're dealing with, okay, shall I do it? Shall I go this route? Shall I do this? Yeah. So, and that's what we were talking about. And we're like, okay, so anyway, the tech that he was talking about, he wants to put on a bunch of the tech that refers to our sheets, like flows, like I'm referring to, anything basic, the DFRWs, couple, hell, stall proofing applications are just slanted trailing edges. I mean, whatever you could do as a tech. I mean, there's certain things you can do, like you can do STEs, you can do stall proofing in the way of tapes. So, but it all depends on how you want to go about it, I think, you know. So, wow, this one is crazy. Okay, that's probably the sharpest little bird. Like, this Diamant is a little bit different. Talk about stall proofing. I've actually installed it on this one right away. So, here's my one-a-day for the day. And, of course, as is the usual with my Diamants, I always get them flight ready right away. I don't know why I do that, but kind of cool. Got a little bit of a, most of it you can't tell. There's a ombre going on right there, the black at the tip, but it's mostly blue, so this will be all but invisible probably upon its flight. All the wing edges underneath, so it's already developing its curve. I noticed that, like, if I put all the folds to the bottom, which is the standard Diamant, that, like, the first, I haven't like subbed these yet, but like if I go with the fact that this is the first variant, is the one I put all the folds down. As you can see, that's actually down here, so those folds on the inside. Most Diamants actually usually have them on the up, at least the fold triangle up here, but they have their natural curve to the wings really good. Like, it starts as like integral to the folds if I put them to the bottom. So, man, that one's poofing for some reason. I can't stop it. Stop it! It's always harder to get the starboard wing to do that. But But there we go. Anyway, yeah, she's got pretty sharp compared to the typical ones. I mean, I don't know, you can see that there, but yeah, she's almost invisible. I don't like this blue or white strip along the blue here. That's gonna have to go away, I think. But I'll do what I can. But anyway, so there's my Diamant for the day, and let's go ahead and go to the sheets here. Now, I don't know if I was going to do this. This is like something that me and Mark would get into. Was like, if you remember a couple months back, one of the shows we were working on, well, hell, a couple of shows we were working on, when we got into it, we were actually being kind of quiet, and we manipulated our screen for you, where, you know, you brought down the scrolling text and everything, and he made it so that we had to split windows with the chat live up there. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I want to go that route. I kind of think it'd be cool, but then again, it's part of the video, and you like seeing a master-sized screen here where you can see the whole thing, action right in front of you. You got everything. Now, when it's one of us, it's kind of easy. You see the folds and everything going on, and I have to zoom it up and bring it to you. But I don't know if I was willing to, like, I might bring up a little chat window, like up here or over here, perhaps. And then I was thinking about ingratiating the sheets, like we were talking about. You'd seen it a couple of shows back, even 3 or 4 weeks. And again, it gets kind of boring because paperwork's kind of boring. So I don't know if I'm going to show you live, like I planned on the scroll down here, that I was going to show you guys some of our sheets while we were live, having to do with all these things that we referenced, like about, or the fin codes, like I'm about to apply to this thing. And that's what I was getting at, was I need to open up my sheet and figure out what freaking fin codes I can put on this Diamant, because I'm never exactly sure. Yeah. I'm working on that. I'm going to work on that in the background. I just don't know if I'm actually going to put that up here. So I see you found your way into here, Mr. Lockdown. Teasing people. Teasing about the lockdown. Teasing about the industry government lockdown. Screw that shit. Anyway. So, yeah. I was thinking about flopping them up here. Like, again, we did this like 3 months ago. Putting the sheets up and they were just all up in your face. And I was wondering also, like, I might do that, but I also might splitty screen it and give you some sheet action. But I also thought, like, nah, I don't want to waste some of the show on playing around with that. And since I'm the only one on here live, like, it'd get quiet for like 20 minutes and y'all be like, the fuck is he doing, falling asleep? No, I ain't going to go that route. So in the meantime, what I am going to do, though, is first of all, I'm going to check my CQR, the coding quick reference, so I can figure out what the fuck. There they are. What fin code I could put on this little bitty. Not with that pen. With this pen. With this guy. I'm done with this guy. Oh, it's just too perfect. Okay, what fin code did I put on that other one? Where's the big green? Oh, I put him away. So we're going to give this one a little Fort Huachuca action, going to the 184th wing. Arizona, the 87th Squadron. Oh my God, it bleeds through the paper. I didn't expect that. See, there's no real reason why I need to be quiet for stuff like that, but I do it anyway, so yeah. All right. Wow, look at that. It only took me like 30 seconds to put a fin code on. Imagine that. Yeah, a lot of effort there. A lot of excuses I could make for not getting those up. But anyway, I digress. Hey, the date is fixed. It says wait. Oh, yeah. Sorry, OAE. I was listening to you. Reading at you, but I don't know. I'm fixing the date now. Jeez. What? You think people are not going to pop in because it said the 18th when I'm streaming on the 16th? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I haven't been. My bad, Robert. No, I haven't been on Messenger a couple days, like 3 or 4 days. It's my fault. I'm sorry. There's, truthfully speaking, like now that I've actually created moved into the house and I got the studio down here. Upstairs is where all the action is. So when I come down here, I haven't come down here as often. So, and I do not social media on my mobile devices. like the, okay, yeah, I gotta be the weirdest motherfucker ever, but I don't do that. My tablet, my phone, they don't have any form of it, so it's only on the computer, ironically. Yeah, I gotta change that, but I'll probably put it on the phone at least. But you know, yeah, I'm gonna change all that crap. Okay, but I'll save it for now so you people don't look like it's 77 planes. Okay. Yeah, but I'll check out the messenger because obviously I'm down here now, so I can look in to see what it. In case you're all wondering, though, that's not like a snake or anything or any kind of design. It's just like actually what this is a picture of wire. So a really really close up picture of wire. Can you imagine how this is gonna look? This is probably gonna look pretty cool in the sky. I'm thinking about coloring this something maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm obsessed with this little Diamant. I love the way these go. This is probably, Robert, in case you're interested, this is probably the first plane I'm going to decide to taper entirely. Because, like this one here, with this, I've got a staple in the nose, but I've also taped here, a la OAE. I've taped it in places here and here to hold this down. I was thinking about taping to the outer side here. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to do that right now because I can. And it's because of that. It's because of the way this thing curves when it's built that I'm very seriously considering giving it the taper effect. Even though I'm also scared that if I do that, it's not going to turn out like it might be. Well, again, with all of our planes, I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit heavy. It's going to be a little bit, well, basically that. It's just going to be heavy. I don't know if I'm going to worry about having, like, I mean, if I had Javelin in this situation, no problem. If I hadn't, of course, because we're talking about 2 interceptors there. Now see, there's a lot of weight up there. Wire, dude. You know, like wire. Not like literally the Y, the letter R, but why? What the hell? What do you got me rambling about on now? No, forget I said that. You know what I mean. So, yeah. So I think this is a pretty good little candidate for that. You saw the flight. If you remember seeing the flight, you saw the flight last week when I put the clip up there. These little things go from like a, best described as a short to medium range. So, a little bit of a stunt. Believe it or not as much stunt as you would think they are. And I need to really get them out there and fly them en masse so I can be a little less scared about putting tech on them because I want to get them some tech. I can see where there would be some, well, a little bit of anything. Canards could go on here. I could probably, well, the slanted trailing edge, obviously not. But I'm very seriously thinking about doing some version of DFRWs back here. I'm probably going to put some end wing strakes on this. It's already got the tail, so, you know. I mean, other things. I don't know. It has potential, and yet it's like it doesn't need potential. Dude, I'm designing a lot of these planes lately where it's like I don't need to do anything to them now. It's like well, this damn thing looks cool. Don't really want to mess with it anymore. So if it flies, and it flies, so I don't do anything. I will, like, NASA's it and tape it together one time and see what it does. But I guarantee you if I do that, I'm probably just going to slip it and let it be free again because I like it to be free. I want you people to to do stuff like that. Like you're talking about, like, hey, tape it together. And like bear witness to the atrocity that is that. I mean, chances are the exact same plane that you fly with tape like this, once you bring it back out, will be like that much better. I mean, not all the times, but a lot of the times. Man, that thing blends into this thing really well on camera. Or is it just me? Might just be me. It's like the same color. This is actually, you know, in real life, this blue is different than this blue-gray, but you guys might not even think this is blue-gray. So, on live, I'll switch it to this, even though I shouldn't be doing that. Nah, we're going with that one. Alright. See, there's actually a method to that madness. Is like, what I'm doing is, a la OAE, again, this is my background whenever I do the show, but whenever I go to my channel and do the show, it's the other background. So, that's why I switched it up. See, thinking. Yeah, so 77 planes. You guys on this? What's going on? Robert said he can't even build one a day. Yes, you can. Ashley spoke it like a true unbeliever. You know, not with that attitude. Yes, it can be done. Would you do it? I don't know. I think you should give it a shot. I mean, where's the harm? But anyway, I'm going to try something else too. And here I go again, waiting for week number 4 of this crap to break my own rule of saying, well, week 4, that's the lockdown. Week 7 or 8 of this crap. I had an idea. I don't really know if I wanted to go through with this idea, but I had an idea. And it's because of these dinkle whoppers that have these ideas. I need another sheet. Crap! Oh, guess what? I can use this. Okay. This is the Coding Quick reference sheet, remember? This is an old one. Diamant isn't even on here. So, I'm going to use Huggies and combine the Huggies with the codes equals goodness. So, what we're going to do... Well, let me fold this one on the center line too so the center lines match. Little trick of the trade, kiddies. If you're going to fold 2 sheets with what you think is the exact same, don't put one inside the other thinking you're going to get the same one, because that means the outside one folds in the inside and the other sheet's forced in. And believe it or not, they won't match 100%. So you actually have to take the time to fold your sheets individually if you want the exact same folds. Seems stupid and silly and skittish, but it's actually true, because the micrometer difference that they might not have, that's where it would come from right there. So now they folded the same. So you guys, Y13, Robert there, Powerhouse, I'm going to call you POW. POW's better. Have given me an idea with these. In this way of that, I think what I'm going to do is try to get some kind of blended body design going on here. It'll be my first one, and it'll be a shallow kind of design, so... Ever notice how when you actually get to concentrating on stuff, you really, like, concentrate hard on it, so then you don't, like, pay attention to the fact that I'm streaming live and I should probably not be quiet? I mean, you can't take most of your time out to say, like, when's this guy ever going to shut the hell up? But, see, that's just not going to work because the nose is too pointed. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to make, like, a flying wing version of it, or am I going to actually put, plan form to it or something like that. And this is going to turn out really bloody small. What do you mean his like POW? Yeah, POW. Yeah, POW. He's POW. POW now. Now he's POW. He's not going to be, well, something else. For right now, he's POW. I think that just works better. Robert, if you don't like it, let us know. But you're definitely going to be POW. Because TAP, if you're changing your company name, so... Yeah, just ask him, Mr. Money Green over there. Yeah. You think you're going to let that one go. Okay, so... Looks the same. So I'm just going to try to... It's going to be a little... How do you say, flanker-esque, probably? I was trying to bring it all the way out here, but I guess you really can't do that. I've seen the way, like, you guys build yours, and like, I don't want it to be a flying wing. I don't like flying wings, okay? You guys do, yeah, PHP... I think POW is better. You know us, when we use the when you use the acronyms, it's always like an acronym you could pronounce on its own. So even though yours is pretty unenunciable right now. When you say NASA, you're gonna have first of all, any kind of web search to NASA is obviously not gonna bring you up. Second of all, it's just like you kind of worry about, like, hey man, am I using up copyright copy infringements with this crap? I don't know. I guess I don't need that sheet down here, but because it's NAS. Well, no, it's NASA's, but yeah, that's the thing, is like, it's technicality on both extremes for you, so. Oh man, I'm using a lot of ink. I hate gel pens! Just let your soul glow! She follows your lurks out to here. Yeah, that'll work. I'm not making a stealthy plane, so I can do this. I'm trying to decide how much, like, lifting body I want to have here. And since this is not a fly-by-wind or fly-by-wire design, I can make it any old damn way I want to. That's enough. Shit, too far. Cut that off right there. Alright, so I got that. We got a length of 8.5, duh, and then we got a width of 4, so a 16 by 8. Shit, I probably don't have enough wing area, but then again, I'm not really adding any depth to it, so yeah, NASA. But see, you do that, and we talked about this. You consider Aerosystems one word or two word when you should. Yeah, NASA Aerosystems makes sense. So when you had all of your previous ones, which you still haven't changed, by the way, like NASA Systems. What? No, definitely wasn't the way it was supposed to be. So yeah, but yeah, or NASA ass. I like that one better, actually. That's pretty good. It actually sounds like some WWF tag team from back in the day. Alright, so what we do now is, oh, son of a biscuit eater. What I need is, that I need to stop doing is putting all my paper clips over there. I always get these little magnetic paper clip holders so I can actually have my paper clips handy at any one given time. On the side of the desk. Of course, this desk is wooden, but my desk that I do all the construction, model building and so on and so forth, cleaning of the stuff, is on the desk behind me, and it's metal, so there's metal sides and crap. And why am I digging through here? I can just use a big one. Maybe not that one. Yeah, maybe those will work. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold this thing together so that the cuts will be similar. Well, that's important. I mean, you got to have them similar. So, all right, there we go. Hope that works. All right. So, yeah, I could use the pattern scissors for this, but why? But why? Yeah, that just sounds gangsta, so that kind of fits. And once again, concentrating, so now I got to deal with. We're doing this live on the show, so now I'm making this all stupid. So, best way is to get rid of all the... See, you chewed it all up! What the deuce? Apparently not enough. Okay, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Alright, here we go. I suppose something like this doesn't exactly have to be accurate. Like, I mean, 100% when you're doing... I gotta ask, Robert, is this how you go about building these? Like, do you really... This is what I was talking about with Ben when we were on the show, talking about how these planes were going to be, like, okay, if this was the way you were going to, like, have the body, you can't just fold into the body. So... But it looks like, I mean, you cut a plan form of a design that you have. And see, that's the thing, is like, this isn't requiring any folds. This is just requiring cutting out of the body, matching it to something, and then your end result being what it was you were looking for. So, I can't believe I'm wasting my time on something that looks like a flanker. Should be wasting my time on something that looks like, you know, the Black Widow. But we'll go with this. We'll go with this. if you choose to use your scissors when doing this, always cut out the extra as much as you can, because you'll find the extra gets in your way. So like in this one's case, I will get rid of all of this. Now, could you imagine if this was balsa wood? Yeah. Oh. Well, this is what I got little fine scissors for, too. I always have different size scissors, kiddies. All the better to cut your fingers off with. Not really, not really. But if you want to make COVID exciting, you need to add a little pizzazz to it. I mean, just staying inside because you have COVID or want to avoid COVID or whatever, not so fun. But staying inside because you cut a finger off, oh, that's exciting. The views expressed on this show are not exactly the views expressed, but are, desired by other individuals. Put that caveat. How the hell? Oh. Well, that was dumb. This little triangle piece was just being a little booger, so... Don't exactly know where it's coming from. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, now I want to build another one of these already, because now I'm seeing the error of my ways and worrying about a, typical plan form of an aircraft like this. I'm like, why am I bothering with something with a regular old plan form from an aircraft built from the, using 90s tech? I should be building the now, the hip, the hype, the happening. Okay, so, queso? Alright, so then you got... Alright. I know, see, and something like this too, again, if you're a traditionalist, this kind of makes you feel, I mean, you can't help but feel a little bit like a cheater, because, a little bit, for a traditionalist. Because you're sitting here and there's no folding involved. You're basically taking a template and then creating the plane around the template. Although the template is yours, so therefore it is still your bird. Okay, so I'm going to have this. What am I going to do with this? Then it's just a matter of... Well, see, okay, when Robert takes his, basically all you need to do is this, and then tape it, and then you've got the plane. I mean, because, the tape will add so much weight that there's body, and then the tape will add structure while doing it, so that you can have... You know what I'm talking about. Robert, tell him for me. It's structure as well as weight and body and form, because you can make it curved to match all of the rest of the stuff that you put on board. If you make it with a curved body, all, you know what I mean. Okay. But anyway, so am I going to taper it? Probably. Where else am I going to be able to put a body in it? Y13's would see this and then okay, so we're going to put swing wings on this. And I'm going to get a straw and a spring and a clothespin. The cool stuff he ain't doing. So, yeah, this is, I don't know. While it looks like a plane, and you have your designs, it's definitely a little different. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to taper it, because I don't know how much junk I want to put inside here. Other than creating a bladder and filling it with helium, like we were talking about a couple shows back, and seeing if it'll just fly ridiculously. Oh, I bet I know what I forgot. Actually, I didn't forget. I haven't put them on there yet. I was thinking, so where are the tails going to go? I'm building a cockpit? There's no guy here. And then I got to get through what else we were talking about, how, Robert, you end up having to take these and... What is it that you do? You end up with... First of all, you need a hitch, and second of all, you deal with... having to throw it. You throw it from, if you had this one, you'd throw it from probably here, right? That's going to take a lot of getting used to. I don't like grabbing planes by the wings, which I get, again, when you taper it, you don't need to worry about grabbing it from the wings. You're probably not going to destroy it much. But Dude, seriously, pinch. Pinch, bruh. Alright, alright. So I got a little bit of a keel going on. Okay, so yeah, and I can see where it end up fusing. I wonder if it's probably a better idea to, well, if I do it this way, if you guys do it this way, you end up having to create somewhat of an ovoid body. You have to make it where the edges meet, you know, like perfectly, which means your upper keel and your bottom keel have to be folded just so the angles are even when it meets in the middle. On that note, I'm going to see if I can help myself. Well, not with that. Where the hell did it go? Hey, I'm missing something. That's not what I thought I was grabbing. Bear with me, people. I'm trying to... Really? You slimy... There's a... I need a little bit of extra stuff here to figure out what it was I'm going to do with this. Damn, what did I do with this? So I had to take my car in today. And, had the guys, you know, give it the oil change because I just didn't feel like doing it today. Well, this time I should say. I would have had to waste my weekend doing an oil change. And while that's all well and good, she's developed a leak and it's cold. Now, granted, I just bought a heater for the garage. So actually the garage is going to be nice and toasty so I can do future work on the vehicles. But let me tell you, I'm not ready for that. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Where? You guys don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for. I can't figure... What the fuck? What did I do with them? Ah, screw it. Must not be important. I'm trying to find some binder clips, which I got an abundance of, but they seem to be gone right now, and I don't know why. Oh, wait. You know what? I know where they're at. Never mind. I'm being a stupid. I'm a stupid. I'm a stupid because I'm letting this Florida lockdown get to me is what's happening. Like, people, one thing you got to remember. If there is a lockdown, don't let it get to you. You know, you just got to get out and do your thing and, like, you know, forget the oppressors and just be yourself, no matter what it means. Okay. Anyway, actually, that's not where they were, so I don't know where the hell they went. I am so disorganized. I mean, it's not disorganized. If you saw this back here, you would understand that, like, I am the anti-disorganized, but where did my giant tin of shit go? Damn it. This is all very disturbing. Okay, fine. I guess I'm not going to use these. But, okay, wait. What? One last check. And then I'll be back, I promise. I mean, not that I left, but... What in the flying sack of... There they are! Alright. Yeah, you hear that? That's my tambourine of goodness. And the goodness case we're talking about is this. Alright. Yeah, but what kind of internals do you use on this thing? I mean, are we talking like thumbtacks? What the hell? We talking like get all my Barbie purses out. We talking like toothpicks? Are we talking just filling it with foam? I mean, what internals do we have here, you know? You know, the stink of this is actually, I was literally thinking about tapering this on the show, and I realized that I don't have a single solitary roll of that tape down here, so screw it. Oi, where did you go? I was going to ask you something else, too. I was flying that little plane around that I built of his last week inside the house, and man, that plane, boy, pretty cool. Flies inside real good. Ah, jeez. I didn't prep any of these. You ever have to go through this at work when you're putting out, you like, get all these binder clips from this other department that, like, puts all the binder clips this way, and then you got to spend a minute putting all your binder clips the other way so you can actually use them because they just take them off because they don't use them the way you use them. Yeah, it's just rotten. Rotten to the core. The Marine Corps.
Alright. Okay, so there's that. There's that. It's like making rivets. I'd like to consider these are rivets, you know?
So we got, let's see, we got floppy wings. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Sorry, that was a stupid. Oh man, no! You know what? Oh, I should have told you this a long time ago, dude. No, what you should have done is you should have came to my town. NASA's, this is for you, dude. You should have came to my town because you would have loved this, and I almost was tempted to do this myself. Like,
the golf course in town was put up for sale, and ironically enough, this full-on championship design 18-hole golf course, complete with clubhouse, was less than what I paid for my house. Man, this damn thing would have gone for sale before I got this. I seriously would have thought about doing that. And then, of course, I would have put tennis courts on it, probably mowed over 9 holes and done, actual, good stuff with it. But, hey. But anyway, that was really cool. So, yeah, missed the bus on that one. But that's okay. Now, I'm sure this isn't something you guys do, because once you do something like this, you already start to tape it and everything like that. But, I know, I thought, I was going to say I think it's still for sale, but no, I don't believe it's still for sale. I think it's been bought. But yeah, I believe the asking price is $175,000. I mean, seriously, whole golf course, the clubhouse, everything. And I was like, what? No! Like, damn, it's a pretty course too. Couple of hard holes on it, but nothing bad. It's got some really good oversights on couple of the holes. You can see it. You look on your maps and you see my place. You'll see the golf course on there. So, I mean, it's crazy, dude. I couldn't believe it either. Like, dude, why the hell is it for sale after I was done? Whatever.
So anyway, this is probably not how you go about doing it, but since I'm not having the tape, what I'm trying to do is look at a way of getting to the internals, as you called them, Robert. And looking at a way of filling it up and making the body out right. So I see the wings are a little bit more. I also don't have my box of sticks nearby. I could get them, but I don't want to get them because this isn't how I wanted to turn out the show, which is why it's turning out a little bit different. But I had the idea in mind, and I knew I wanted to do this, so I kind of want to build another. Kind of want to actually do another cutout now that I'm thinking about this. But I'm just thinking of a way of getting this to be like you've got your outer skin, and you can make the folds and so on and so forth. Like actually, these should be a little bit further out, of course, not gripping the body. But then Robert, you would never have to do it this way because again, you tape as soon as you get to this point, or work your anhedrals and tape at the same time. Plus, fact, I mean, if you're applying tape, you can get the body to form. Like the body will form to. That cut didn't match. You can get the body to form along the tape. Like if I put tape here, the body can poof out and match up, and then I can actually form the pocket to put whatever internals I decide to put in there. Maybe not this one, but for example, if I had a piece of cardboard, you could do that, but in the shape of seriously scissors, the base form is that, so scissors could go inside of here without a problem. And I mean, obviously it can. Obviously I'm not going to put a scissors in there, but man, it works pretty good. It makes me wonder though if your skeletal structure when you do this is kind of like an inner core that's just kind of like a cross. Do you do like a straight beam out here, and that's like your spars and everything and your longerons, and then, or do you bother with crossbars? Because I mean, I don't imagine it once you taper it. There's any torsional problems to the body or anything, so you could literally do just like a crossbar here, possibly one here, and don't even worry about something down the longitudinal axis.
I ain't put the fin on yet because I don't know exactly how I want this to play. I mean, for all I know, I could actually like bend one of these up or bend both of these up and these could be the fins. That's not really the way I want to go, but I'm not ready for that yet because I don't know exactly how I want the internals to be. I should have brought the stick box over here, damn it. And I'm not really ready for that either. I suppose, actually, in the case of something like that, it'd be best to, like, okay, the pinching that I did early on to make those keels, right? If you did that, if you're using the keels, like at least at the bottom, which I kind of would because I can't, call me a traditionalist, but I'd love to have this to be able to throw it from than actually grabbing the wings, whether it's tapered or not. I just can't get myself to touch the wings. Not like, I mean, hell, I could fold it and give it a slight spine, right? But I'd be kind of taking the body away. But only slight. It's just something I can grab a hold of. But after I've got it down here, I could get like the sticks and put it here and wherever they would go, for example. And then once I've got that, I can get the top and then match it up and then secure it into tape. This is actually turning out to be more of a taper show than I thought it was going to be, and I need a smaller scissors for that. So what we need to do here is crap. I know you guys have seen that before. It's like if you want to get the fold, like, okay, so I don't want a flat nose. I kind of want it to be a little bit rounded, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut a cone into it. A gradual cone. I just folded it again to make it symmetrical. But this way, because like what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up taking it and folding it in, and when it folds in, they'll meet. I'm sure you guys have seen that. I probably shouldn't have made this cut that severe. I could probably gradualize this, but I kind of like the shape it's following, so I'm going to leave that alone. Well, this was kind of like how we were talking about the cargo planes to begin with, and this is why I was saying O-bodies are the way to go when it comes to cargo birds, because, again, integral cargo bay, what beats this, you know? Seriously, you leave it something like this, and tapering it, I mean, I know KIA is like the man when it comes to large size stuff, and you are. I know you're out there watching. Thank you. But seriously, when you see the stuff that POW over there does now, you guys should really get together with your like poster board, large size, and then body that he's got, because that'd be the epitome. Like those things could carry like scissors without, you know, any loss of weight whatsoever. And again, bringing ideas like this together, that's where we like to be. That's why we like to be the way we are, you know. I mean, you thought poster boards were where it was, and then you hollow out the body, and then you got that, and it's like, holy cow, that's a good idea, you know. And we thought, like, I mean, I do like the MUP ideas, which is kind of like the modular fuselage that we also talked about, and pods, carrying your cargo. That's a hell of a way to go. I might do this. I might actually give it a little amalgamation of, like, since this is my design anyway, I was thinking about, I don't know what's going to be the top and what's going to be the bottom. I kind of want that to be the top. So what I'm going to do, Robert, you're going to hate me for this, because this ain't yours. This is mine. So I'm going to do this, but, like, I don't want to do this, though. You know what I need is a straw. But a stick pen will work. Wish I had a bigger stick pen. I have something long and round. No comment. I need something longer and round. Oh! I got it. Does he got it? He got it. Let me see. This is actually probably not going to work as good as I thought because these are fat. I'm going to go to my art brushes here. I have just about as many art brushes as I do crayons. The only problem is, of course, is the art brush is like broad at one spot, but this one does have a very gentle taper, so. Ha! Said taper. See that? You like that? I mean, leaving the bag open. You know what? If I use this, seriously, if I were to make this a giant plane, KIA size, saber tooth size, I would definitely probably go that route with like, hey, let's build a cargo bird out of this. And I may just yet, because that's still working on the ideas we were always talking about. But see, I don't like that because it's not going to be symmetrical. Symmetry, kiddies. That's where it's at. Symmetry. You want symmetry at all times. I mean, you don't have fly-by-wire technology on these puppies, so you really do want symmetry as much as possible because you have nothing to counteract asymmetrical flight and asymmetrical folds. I don't know why in books they mention it to you, but it really, I personally think that's probably one of the most important things. Especially if you're going to be happy with your plane and your flights, because if you don't get that puppy to match, you're just not going to get the right plane now, are you? Dude, I was actually thinking about as far as upright fins on this thing going too. I was really considering stubby fins, because I don't want this to be so much affected by like lateral instability. I mean, I could give it like a floaty rudder, and anticipated doing so, but it's like I really could actually just like, this is fatter here, and I understand I'd be taking away some of the lifting body, but if I were to cut like, where's the pen? If I were to cut like a straighty section out of this, and I meant to say it that way, but like if I were to do, say, this here, and this here, like literally just that much, you guys can see that, right? Yeah. So I literally cut these two areas, just cut that, what I just marked, nothing else, and then fold that up. That would be the fins, but it would only be a strake-like fin. Because again, if you got a true flying wing, you don't need too much in the way of anything vertical to keep it stable. Matter of fact, if you put vertical control surfaces on it, chances are you're going to screw it up. You know, you'll have to worry about longitudinal stability, getting your yaw straight, all that kind of crap. And I mean, literally, I don't want to have to worry about that kind of crap. So I might do that, except I think I need, I'm not sure, but I think I need enough of this lifting body to counteract everything else I've done. So I just made that the bottom. I feel like this is exactly how everybody starts out. Like, I mean, you guys, it's like being, having like, say, the F-106 going to the F-4 going to the F-22. You know, you have like a plane that's almost a straight wing. Well, I didn't include the P-80/F-80, but you have a plane that's going to the straight wing. You go to the Delta. You go to a swept wing, a hybridized Delta, strakelet kind of wing, which is also on the F-16. And then you go by a trapezoidal wing like the F-22. And I kind of bypassed, even though I've been building regular planes with Deltas for the longest time, but kind of bypassed that and went to the hybrid strakelet. And I'm not going to a flying wing, but a flying lifting body. Lifting body, that's what I was trying to say. Dude, why can't I think of words? Words, I Englished. I'm still not happy with the degree of cut on this thing, so when I actually fold it into becoming a nose, it's not going to be, it'll be more extreme. The extreme! Robert, when you do yours, when you fold your nose, do you just like taper the ever-beloved crap out of it so that it, you know, conforms to however you got the tape around it and becomes round? Or do you just kind of like say, screw it, and, well, actually, that would be kind of saying screw it. Or do you form it some way? Because I'm forming it, but I don't know if I would literally... Man, I'm itching to actually try this on a bigger plane. I don't know if I would actually do this to... That should be enough so that when they get folded together, yeah, they'll meet pretty good. That'll be round. It'll have a slight snub nose on it, but... But see, again, now, if you're a purist, if you're like... Not like Oriental style where you actually go into pure origami and there's like nothing else, because I'm a purist and a tinkerer. But this kind of messes with you because, again, there's really no folds involved except the one I just created there. And again, some of y'all don't bother with that at all. No folding involved to get to this level. This is just a plain out cut. And you could create any plane you want if you just cut and then start adding weight enough to the point where you know that the plane is forward to back. Like, I could start taping these now. Just this body, and like, okay, so I add like a single long running piece of tape this way, but then I add 2 more pieces up here, and all of a sudden I'm going to develop that weight up near the front, even though chances are I'm probably going to put something on this thing that's going to be, I mean, hell, Y13 style, I could put a penny up here. But I also might do, I know the way Powerhouse was just terming it, he was calling it like internals. Like, okay, you have internal structure to these to give them strength in some way. That could be anything. Again, I illustrated the sticks, but you could take a piece of, say, you ever have your notepads, the back fiberboard piece of your notepads, you cut that, dice that up however you want, and end up forming a body inside of there. Because again, I mean, as long as you've got enough of a lifting body to fight whatever drag, whatever weight you're going to create on the inside, you can, and we'll get into Y13 and ask him about those, because he can do the formulaic problems that we'll need to figure out, like, okay, well, you're going to need so much wing area to counteract weight that you put down after the thrust is gone, and yada yada, which I know some about, but I'm not going to get into that because we're not that in depth of a show. I love the fact that you can have our show and it gives you, like, amateur to intermediate to professional, and then he takes you to beyond. So, but in the meantime, so yeah, because now that I've given that some thought, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is like, I could possibly fiberboard the inside of this, even cardboard. And cardboard's lighter than the back of those notepad stuff, so if I'm putting it up in here and gluing it together, glue, whatever it is you choose to use, but if I glue it in there, let's get the body formed there, a point to the point to point, little stubbies. I mean, obviously, I don't think you would take it and make like a complete fiberboard. Like, I wouldn't cut it would never be this size. I would never, like, outline this entirely and then put fiberboard in there. It would never work. But I would do, like, a bare minimum, like almost the crosses we were talking about, where it just runs long, strong, and covers that. In this case, I would literally just put a little thin piece there, comes out to a point. It might curve around this. It might literally just do this and then cut back, but you kind of get the idea. I think it would be something... Man, I did that wrong as writing on each side. But in any case, so I'll probably put these together somehow. I won't do it on the show, even though I should. Probably could. This isn't the first time I've done this, but this is definitely more mainstream than I've done. A lot of times, actually, believe it or not, I usually don't cut the plan forms. I usually end up cutting something like these and then putting a body together and seeing how they turn out. But something like this, the old body versus something like this, I definitely think is like the only way to do cargo, and to a greater extent, the bombers. I think bombers probably turn out really good with these as well. Yes, I'm holding the paintbrush. Because you can hold whatever it is you want to hold in on them. If you're not going for like the kamikaze fire bomber. I've built those, and again, that's one of the reasons why Operation Nimbus from the war so long ago, how we lost all the moths in our inventory and never ever had another one. Some of those were turned into fire bombers that I just outright lost, but hey, I've watched your videos. I've seen you do that. As long as you're in depth in the videos as to how you go about yours. But then again, see, that's the thing, is like, I can't just copy you. I want to make it my own somehow. We all do. I mean, I want to build a couple of yours, but I want to make sure I grasp a hold of it and then say, like, well, screw that, I'm going to do this. Or like, hey, that's a good idea. Let me see if I could work on that. Because, again, that's what we're doing this for, is to borrow the tech, get it a little bit better. And this, by the way, I don't think we call this a tech. Just so we know, just so NASA, you wouldn't be worried about this when you come out there and say, like, oh, crap, where's that going to go on the sheet? No, because you're not adding this onto... I mean, could you imagine putting this... Let's not get any wild ideas here, but could you imagine, like, if this was... okay, I'm getting a wild idea. But really, if this was like, okay, so if I cut enough of, say, I would cut a slit here, just enough to fit the fuselage right on into this, so that the fuselage of this one would be sticking out the bottom, but then the wings and this would be on the top. And then you have your plane, you know? Okay. Kind of cool, kind of good. Once again, I'm hit with an idea, but I don't know. Like this isn't put up to the stresses of this one. So, while this one's going to influence the flight of that, all the little extra plate pieces are going to influence the flight of this thing. Oh yeah, it really does make me want to do this though. Like Diamants, do you? Yeah, I know. This is definitely my plane of the moment. I love these little things. I'll probably do, if you're interested, and you guys are interested, I've seen a couple people spouting off that they want Nova on there, and Nova will probably be next. But I'll probably pop this one on there. Diamant seems to be fascinating, even though it's my brand newest plane. She's 2 years old now, but the design's 2 years old. This one's not. This one's built today. Yeah, these little things are cool. I just like anyone that you can integrate the tail to like this, and it works. Because a lot of times you build, like, if you build your standard plane, you know, the next step from a bus, for example, which I call the bull, but, like, you build the plane this long and you give it a tail, they look kind of dopey. And seriously, if you take away that much fuselage, they end up kind of screwed. This thing, though, and Goblin, too. Goblin? Yeah. Goblin is... You guys have seen Goblin, right? Goblin's similar, but totally different because its range is a lot shorter. That's a Goblin. And they are very similar. Oh my god, I picked up one that actually won't sit on its landing gear. There you go. That's a Goblin. Goblin's basically the same thing. But the T-tail is actually... well, that's like, okay, it's... You see it and it's like, okay, that's obviously a difference. And you think it's the same plane. These are not built the same way at all. At all. They come out looking almost exactly the same, but you can see the tail, and you can also see the fact that, like, this tail on the Goblin is like 3/4 of that plane, even though look at how much more fuselage it gets. So, yeah, like, see, it folds into the nose. You can see it. It folds into the nose way the hell up here, almost near the nose itself. But you still have a body. And Goblin is, like I said, the T-tail is crucial. I don't have to keep it off of there. Whereas Diamant, no, nothing like that. I usually have the fin. I actually kind of don't like the way that fin turned out. I'm going to trim that fin up just a little bit. The angle's a little bit less rakish than I would like it to be. I tried Diamants with a T-tail. They're not as cool. Yep, that's better. Makes it look like it's wearing less of a hat. So anyway, yeah, Goblins are cool. Diamants are better. And I got a feeling like if I play with Diamant long enough, just like with almost all of my planes, I could probably get this little short to medium range plane to long range. Because I can see it wants to do that. Goblin, there's no chance. Goblin stays close to short range. So, it's, I need to make some more of these too. Like I said, I do love the fact that my favorite thing is, obviously, I said it before, I'll say it again, I love getting tail in there. And, like, it's a lot better to fold it in than it is to try to cut it in, because if you cut it in, you deal with all the problems that cutting it in entails, which is, of course, you know, making sure that it's even along the straight line and stuff. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, Jesus, why is it pooching so much? Don't get me wrong, a single tail can have the same effect, same problem. Like, I might not have... if this thing is not straight, of course, with Goblin, it flies so short it doesn't matter if that's straight or not. And this T-tail does affect how these fly. It's like without it, it's a different plane. But I haven't even coded this. Shame on me, I didn't code. You want to attack me for that one? But it doesn't matter because right now this is the trainer, so they're all coded with one fin code. It's PS. Yeah. Whereas this one's actually more susceptible to the fin being straight down the body. So I do have to worry about yaw. Even though, like, well, this one's actually pretty straight. And the more you tape it, the better off they get. Whereas Goblin, again, like, obviously it's bigger. The fin root goes all the way down, you know, towards the nose. So it's not as straight, or, like, it's more susceptible to not being straight down the center line. However, it stunts, so it really doesn't matter. I can't believe it's so jagged on that damn thing too. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably put Nova up next, just because people have been asking, and it's an older design. I'll probably do the base model Nova. Speaking of which, Nassus, I meant to ask you as well. You're talking about the aircraft. I know I asked you, like, you don't care about the variants. That is a strict no, right? You don't care about the variants, like, in any way, shape, or form? You just want the basis of every plane? Robert, on that note, too, I needed to ask you, the sheet that you sent me through Messenger, that actually is, like, I mean, besides the ones that we've got all, I haven't put it exactly, like, mastered it on the aircraft sheet yet, but those are, like, all the ones you've got and are using currently, right? Because I'm pretty sure I have that all accounted for, as in, like, we have them on the squadrons, and you've all got them based and stuff. I'm pretty sure I got your rollout dates and everything, so, like, I'll let you get it again after I, like, give NASA's the sheets that he's asking for the database. So, basically, it's just to make sure that our database is up to date and everybody's got their planes in and on where they need to be. So, check it here. Screw it. Did I really make Goblin the trainer? I did, right? No, close report. What the hell's doing the trainer? Oh, Kestrel is, okay. Okay, well, that's alright, mate. So, Goblin is, oh my god, Goblin's in all the same places that these are. So, alright, well, I'm going to fin code this one right in front of you. Oh my god, look at this, people. I'm going to take another 30 whole seconds, actually less than, watch this crap, and fin code something. Yeesh. Yeah. Oh, bite me with a hanky. This doesn't take long. And if you have the coding quick reference sheet, it's super easy. And yet, people come up with the lamest ass excuses or don't say anything at all because rather they're just being dopey. I mean, I can kind of understand it. But again, dude, if you could only see it through my eyes, like, this seriously is like one of the main freaking reasons I like to do this. Is literally having the codes. Again, if you ever went to the air shows and saw the, like, cool little planes, doesn't matter where the hell they're from, with their little codes, letting them know what base and squadron they belong to, that's why. That's why when you guys only have like 1 or 2 bases, it's kind of like, don't you want more? I want as many as I can freaking get. But anyway. Okay, so yeah, that's the one you use. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm thinking, like, I need to make sure I get him the right ones so that he knows when he gets this sheet. He's trying to get the sheet up to date for the database. He's gonna make us the database is something we've had in mind for, like, my God, going on like 13 years. But I've thought about the database longer. I had one plugged into. Oh my God, dude! I had a database set up in Microsoft Access, like when Access was like based off of Windows 95. Like I used Office 97 was my first one. He saw it too. NASA saw it. On like the world's slowest laptop back in the day, I had a Toshiba satellite. Like literally when Toshiba satellites first came out, the damn thing's a brick. Point effect, I still have it, but. Like, you know, I think it's computer processing. The processing speed's like 433 megahertz. Windows 95, yeah, pretty hot. 128 mega RAM, 128 mega RAM. Might have had that much memory. I don't know. Hard drive was tiny. Anyway, first database, you know, and yeah, it's like we're trying to make this so that, like, ultimately it'd be really cool if I'm looking. It's like V316 and it belongs to the squadron and the base and so on. It tells you the entire data of it. Kind of like that. I thought that'd be cool. Yeah, judges are just not going to understand this, man. Judges are just not going to understand this. Paper rockets are cool, but again, we're not talking, like, I mean, we have rocket forces. And trust me, I want to include, like, if you do that, KIA was the same way because he used water rockets. And we told, like, I mean, we all use fireworks. We all use model rock. Well, okay. I've got fireworks and model rockets that I consider as part of my forces. I've used a couple water rockets, but I've never, ever considered it that way before. Not until I met KIA that we started discussing the possibilities of actually putting them in there. And again, give me data on that. If you have data on what you use, even if it's like, in this case, even if it's like a freaking Coke bottle, okay? If you put something to it that makes it kind of like yours, fine. Go ahead and like call it a rocket, give it a name, and then after that point, like say, give me your first flight, give me, it could be your design. Could not be your design, but we'll include it in the rocket forces. That way you can have some, because I think I'm the only one that does. Because, again, I don't have the details. We're more than just paper planes. If you use paper rockets, that's cool. Give me some names, give me some designs, give me a first flight, and I'll squadron you up wherever you want them. I mean, they're usually, we don't consider them a primary, because, again, we're primarily paper planes. But we're more than just that. So if you have something for the rocket forces, no matter what they are, we'll attach them to the base, and you can have a rocket, or I call them missile wings, and we attach the missile wings and the missile squadrons, and so on and so forth. Like, we actually have two different versions of it. And because we never truly can have guided missiles, I think that would probably be a terrorist act. But I call them missiles when it's like completely backwards. Like, when they're rockets, they're like the Saturn batteries. I don't know if you guys have seen them. Fireworks, the Saturn batteries, the things you can get like a cake brick, and they whistle and launch, and there's like 25 to 50 to 1,000 of them. And they, yeah, those damn things. Like, those are, I call those like the rocket batteries. The bottle rockets are still rockets too. Missiles, they're missile squadrons, but they're not, I don't like calling them rocket squadrons because it just sounds stupid. Somewhere in my paperwork, I've got the reasoning and the terminology as to why they're called one or the other, but I'd have to dig through it. I gotta find it. I gotta dig through it. But again, if you've got that, like, let me know. I will put that in there. You could have some too. I would like to be more than the only one. There's a freaking rocket award given out in our Corps every year, so. Yes, I did. I watched that. I thought that was kind of cool. Cat, if you mess with that, I'm gonna shoot you with this plane. Yeah, I thought that was cool. And again, like, these that you have, if they have a name, yeah, give it up. We'll put them in there. I'd like to get them in there, like to either base that you have or both bases that you have. I'll take it. That'd be cool. In the meantime, so anyway, yeah. So I'll probably step up, build a different version of this, or work on this one. I think what I'm gonna do is actually literally build the sleeve plane that I was just talking about, even though I thought it was stupid, is figuring out a way to get this thing inside of there or a different body shape. Because now that I think about it too, like, if you're willing to go the route that I'm going, where you can put a plane like this is a bad example, but like literally if you make a plane that's only about like 4 inches, 4 inches, 3.5 inches long, just to have the plane, and it becomes the instant skeletal structure of this, because you can see where, like, okay, my planform would almost work to bury this thing. And the thing is, that's the key, is it almost would work to bury this thing. So if I were to build this a little bit differently, hell, I could just cut one of these up, put it in there, and then put this around it. So that's the basis of the body. I could have the fin pop out. I could have the fuselage stuck. Dude, I'm so gonna do this right now. I mean, like, not right now, but this is it. You just see, I'm gonna do this. This is, I don't know. I'm gonna form a different body shape, and then I'm gonna take some plane. I don't know what yet. I don't even know if it's gonna be one of mine, one of y'all's, or something new. And I'm gonna stick it in there, and then have something around it, and then I'm gonna have a plane within a plane, and then see if I get this thing to be that thing. Ah, man, this is okay. This is a hell of an idea. You use those rocket launch with, like, you know, the techniques that they show. Like, what are some of the ones they like? besides like saying stick a Mentos in there with a Diet Coke, or stick a baking soda and vinegar, or whatever the hell the combination. I can't think of it because I'm not bothering to look it up. But I know there's plenty of chemical combinations you got in there that could actually give enough thrust to launch off. And again, that's all you need. It makes me wonder if between all that, like again, something that me and OAE touched on like eons ago, what feels like eons ago now, and NASA's was a little bit part of it, but we were thinking about making the aircraft carrier, even though it's like, okay, let's face it, what the hell do we need an aircraft carrier for? It would just be cool to have it. I still have it in the back of my mind. I would still like to build an example of it, even though, like, seriously, all we're doing is floating it on water and, like, holding planes, because I'm not going to launch, definitely not going to launch, probably not going to land, unless they're tapered. Yeah. I thought it was a good idea, and I have the greatest ass design for it. We just didn't really, it never launched, so to speak. So, but I would be willing to revisit it if we had a cool enough idea. I mean, going by what we were talking about with the rockets is like the same kind of design, the same technique that causes thrust. Like if you had some of those swimmers back in the day, you get the cereal box where you put baking soda in their thing and they'd bubble and they'd sink and then they'd rise up or whatever, or you put them in like the fake motors in a boat and the baking soda would cause them to move through the water or whatever. That's what I was thinking of, is like as long as we had some kind of form of rudimentary propulsion, the aircraft carrier could actually move. But I mean, seriously, paper and water, any of y'all know how that mixes? Usually not too well. Right, NASA's? We're looking at you. So, that'd be the only key there. And all I was really just thinking of is like, okay, it's probably just going to be, it's literally probably just going to be a carrier. Not a launcher, not a lander, but a true carrier. So, see, and you use heat. It's a hot reaction. Okay, but like, it kind of like why? You know, I mean, it really matters. Like as long as it launches, doesn't matter if it's like producing flame or anything. Although, truthfully speaking, that's pretty fucking cool. That just gains like all kinds of people's like interest. Like, okay, what's that guy doing over there with fire? Goblin's pissing me off here with its wing issues. Sorry, correcting that. Hold on. Dude, like, I don't know. Well, I fixed it. So there. I don't know if it's great or not. But now, like, okay, I really got that idea with this plane, and I'm definitely going to work on that. Talk about a tech I want to play with now. You know, there's so many possibilities with something like that. Like, not only could I... Yeah, landing gear. Built-in landing gear. Remember we were talking about that before? Goblin has it. Anyway, the landing gear. Just thinking about that is like, okay, so if you had a body like this, and remember I cut out the strakes? Okay, these are just strakes. But, you see the design of it. If I were to fold these down while she was flipped over, then it would be something that held it like this. Landing gear. Already having the fuse. Dude, okay. I'm cracking some ideas now. This is kind of cool. I'm thinking like that's probably going to be the way to go with a future bird or two here. I don't know if I'm gonna do it with this one in particular. I might. Oh man, that's got the juices flowing, so to speak. That's a hell of a cool idea. Well, I mean, yeah, it's not just a matter of heat. It's also a matter of pressure. How fast you can force it out of the quote-unquote nozzle is giving you the thrust, too. I mean, because you don't have anybody in the cockpit or anything on the ground that's actually controlling a throttle, which controls the thrust of the rocket. It's just a matter of how much pressure that rocket is indeed building up. So, I mean, again, hey... Yeah, you know, it's like with paper. I mean, that's the other thing too. Is like, okay, heat's all well and good, but you're not using because paper and fire, also some things that don't mix exactly. Yeah. Sorry, bear with me while I type this up in here. Try and keep up. Okay. I'm typing this in because I'm thinking of it, and I'm trying to do a better job of updating, like, our stacks here so that people know what the hell we're talking about each week. So, see, now getting quiet. Why the hell am I doing that? I don't even know. I'm not trying to be like that, but like a self-opening throttle. So what is that? Is it like barometric pressure? The pressure of the rocket ride, as it were? Is that what it's influenced by? I'm not trying to sound like doubting or anything. I'm just actually trying to give you like give us some details. So I'm trying to be like that guy that does the interviews without actually having somebody talk at the other end. So follow along in the chat, kiddies. Man, one of these days, God, if somebody in a southern state would actually get with the program so we can, get on the restream and then get on the thing so we could like share some video. I mean, working on this, but damn it, man, I swear to God. I'm working on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate being quiet, but I mean, like, I'm typing, so I gotta concentrate, kind of, sort of like. And I'm gonna mention. All right, okay. Good there. Okay. Whew. Why, certainly, yeah, by all means. Like, put them up here so everybody else can get involved in creating these weapons of mass destruction. I'm sorry, it's probably proper terminology. Weapons of mass distraction. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of that piece of crap. I have the world's crappiest device for storing these binder clips in. I should have something like this, but I got so many binder clips that this just isn't feasible. I don't know, are they bloody metallic? Are they metallic? Probably metallic. I don't know. Okay, so I'm working that sheet that like NASA's wanted me to do, and OAE had I'm working the sheet that I have. OAE's got like been updating the sheet online, so I got to retroact the sheet I carry here. Hopefully this is the same one that was online, so that when he sees it, it's got to be somewhat updated by OAE, because it's got blue lines in it, which I believe indicate all his actives, even though there's one on here that's retired and still marked blue. Yeah. See, the funny thing about the way that works is if you do it this way, like if you're using, like if you use Google Sheets, you have to kind of color it. You don't need to, if you use any other Office style Excel thing, you can activate the filter, in which case the filter will just keep your planes, because I always filter all these sheets, so I just filter the ones that say active, and boom, all the ones that are active come up. Much easier way of doing this. But I mean, again, when you're dealing with Google Sheets, you don't have full autonomy on how you change stuff around, so yeah. So that's the only reason why NASA's I haven't given it to you yet, because I got to make sure I mix the two aircraft sheets together, because this one actually, the online one, probably doesn't have POW's aircraft in it. Well, it's also probably not as up to date with OAE stuff in it. So, anyway. Pool chlorine granules and rubbing alcohol. Okay. Okay. I believe I've seen, either it was on yours, but also I think it was another video that actually illustrated the use of something very similar or the exact same combination. In which case, again, obviously that must be a good way to go about getting something that actually constitutes the rocket launch. Cool. I mean, what the bloody... What? Oh, well, I didn't change it, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, I like the idea. So, I mean, again, any form of rocketry, it doesn't really matter. Whether it's your design or it's your propulsion. The chemicals used in the propulsion. So, what do you call it? Chlorox? Clorox rockets. I'm just trying to think of a name. I mean, like, yeah. What made me think of it was like, okay, so, well, because alcohol is definitely not on the... but see, alcohol is a piss, just can't spell. There it goes. Yeah. Alright. And you know what, they show you pictures of booze. You don't show you a single freaking picture of like rubbing alcohol. They just show you a picture of booze. Well, I wouldn't think so either. Something like that could possibly be noxious if I remember correctly. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, by all means, please, like, if you've got names for those, designs on those, or whatever, share with us the details. Share with me the details. We'll get them in there. Like, if you've got, like, 2 or 3 designs, or even if it's just one. Because I wouldn't mind giving you, like, a, it'd be nice to have somebody other than me that has a rocket/missile squadron in IVPAC. Actually, now that I think about it, it's not just me, but it's barely anybody else. Because I'm the most prolific, only because I've probably launched more fireworks than anybody else. No, not that! Son of a dick. Oh, God. Ever click something and then say, like, why the hell did I click it? Yeah, I need the installation sheets. Here it goes. Alright, here they are, right here. Alright, so going to look at it. Obviously, the missile bases do not have fin codes because no missile has fin codes. But oh yeah, that's right. NASA's the only other one other than me that actually have a rocket launch facility at Cherry Point. And actually, basically, that's because I went there and did that. But he played with them, so yeah. Every other missile squadron in IVPAC is mine. So yeah, it'd be really cool if somebody else other than me did that crap. So when you do the alcohol launch, well, okay, you're not trying to breathe in the fumes, but it probably does leave an odor. What's the odor? Is it like, do you smell more rubbing alcohol? Do you smell more chlorine? And I know that's probably a stupid question because, like, seriously, when you think about it, it's like, what's the freaking difference? Like, basically, when they're probably pretty close to each other, especially when burning. Greatly reduce the size of the sheet. So, yeah, there's that, yeah. No, I didn't double click that. What are you, some kind of wuss? Alright. Oh, by the way, also, for those of you interested, maybe you are, maybe you're not, I don't know. Really doesn't matter, but I don't know why, but I'm going to go ahead and call the base Mary. I kept thinking on it, and I'm like, no. Because Breckenridge, it's not good enough. I don't like it. So, and as we speak, I'm just updating all the sheets to indicate that that's exactly what it was I did. because I just don't like it being. It's not the street I'm on. I mean, it sounds better, but if it has to be that way, it's got to be that way. You know what I mean? I'm such a stickler for my own rules when it comes to that crap. So that's basically why it is the way it is. I can't just leave it be with like a name that technically I don't feel like I deserve. So that's why it is the way it is. It's now. Oh, these are in alphabetical order. That's gonna screw this up. I don't care. I'm here for the duration, people. All right. So yeah. It's Mary from now on. Instead of Breckenridge here at this new base. For me. Yeah. Maybe stupid. I don't know. But there's been worse things named after the fairer sex. I can deal with it. I like it. More chlorine? Okay. Yeah, I figured it probably would be something like that. It's got to probably be predominant of that. But see, again, though, you're also, you got a pool, you can have them. I don't have intention of putting in a pool either. I mean, I don't mind going and getting some chlorine tablets to try this out, but you're talking about, again, spending money in a situation where I may not. But then again, I'm doing the same thing when I buy fireworks, so. And arguably probably more money too. So again, like any way you do it, hell, it doesn't really matter. I have designed my own rockets before, actually. Point of fact, what I designed was they give you the kit, like Estes gives you the kit for the flying model rockets, and they build your own. I just basically altered the shape of the fins and the placement of the fins. Because you can get, obviously, well, I mean, not only get, but I mean, you cut your version of cardboard / balsa / fiberboard / whatever it is that you decide to put in there. What the hell? Whatever it is you decide to put on has fins of the rocket. So I did just that, and that's where I got that from. I actually made a experimental model of a different rocket before, which was very, very rudimentary and never really launched. It was actually what you might call a non-flying example. That was the one that I built at Walker that started up the experimental missile wing at Walker, and yeah, that was crazy. That one really wasn't capable of launch, but was capable of carrying stuff. So it was a transport rocket, and I mean, like literally basic. I think I had stuffed. I can't remember. I stuffed something that created thrust, but basically it was also using toilet tissue. And I don't know if y'all know exactly how bad toilet tissue burns. Burns really fast, really good, really fast. Inside of like, I believe it was saran wrap tubes. Might have been aluminum foil tubes, just because they were cardboard. Yeah, again, non-flying example, and it basically burned to the ground. But I did build a 5-stage rocket with a capsule, so it's kind of cool. And then it died. So, you know. Yeah, that's when I got more advanced. When we went to Iowa, was in a model rocketry club for about a minute. And yeah, because we did learn, like, we were trying to make sure we learned, like, not just launching them, but how to make your own motors and stuff like that. So, one of the dudes is really cool because he had, his dad had a kiln. And we were actually able to use the clay that he had. And, like, we could either have him form it, or we formed it ourselves with just drills. And, like, you know, if you've ever seen a model rocket motor, the engine, whatever you want to call them, a lot of us call them motors, but, like, they have a reverse funnel is the exhaust nozzle on the opposite side. So you basically form that and drill up into it and then pack your gunpowder, or I say that, but you know what I mean. The propellant, you pack it inside there, then cap it off. I mean, that stuff worked. It was a good idea. So, again, we're interested in all kinds of things. So, I mean, you got any different variant propellant of rockets is hey, that we could go about that too. We'll definitely include that in our scenes and stuff. Wah! But yeah, dude, hit me up back on Messenger or well, you prefer that, that's fine. Does it have a name? Do you got a launch date on them? However, a rollout date of the design? Because I mean, they're your rockets. Consider it your design. If they have a name, if they don't, if it's just a number, that's fine. But let me know, and I get you set up with a missile wing at one or both of the bases. Again, it's kind of like the planes. If you've built it and flown it there, then you get. Well, actually, no, I take that back. If you've flown it there, you can have the missile squadron and the missile wing there. If you built it, designing it built doesn't really matter. That goes without saying with the rest of them. All you IVPAC members out there, that you know this. The base usually coincides with where you fly. You could build somewhere, and I mean, granted, if you live somewhere long enough, you're probably going to fly there anyway. But I mean, you could build places, and they usually typically only get constituted as a station. Just like you don't live somewhere. Like if you go visit a park for say you go camping somewhere for 2 weeks, or even a weekend. You go camping. You don't bring any planes to build. You don't bring paper to build, but you bring planes to fly. You fly there and you leave. Probably never going to come back. Maybe you do come back. It doesn't matter. That still gets constituted as a station because it's just not standard living quarters. So that's what makes them what they are. Has why we call them stations. But obviously, if it's a house that you could build and you could design and you could fly, it could be a base. But the rocket thing and kind of like the planes thing is the same way. It's like we kind of like you to fly them there, not just build them there. Because building is like, so what? It's not 100% foolproof when it comes to how we talk about making bases and everything like that. But it's nothing's ever 100% foolproof. I always like to say that. I always like to keep track of the places we've built versus we've flown, and like the command sheet, which actually shows us the bases, and then they're like, hey, there's a factory here, quote unquote. We built a plane there, so maybe you built one and you never flown one. I don't actually honestly see how you could like live for any duration of time, especially around 6 months to a year, and like build but never fly, or even the reverse can be said. I mean, dude, if it's a house, if it's a facility, and you've stayed there for anything longer than, like, you may not be, I mean, if you're into it enough to join up, you should probably have built and flown there. So, like I said, it's not foolproof, but it's just general. Anywho, yes, give me that information, Robert. That'd be cool. Oi, I don't know if we lost you. I don't know what happened. Did you drop off? Get back with me on, like, I'm going to get with you on the sheets. And NASA's, I'm going to update as soon as we get off here. I will do that because I've got the sheet up. I'm going to remind me of that because I'm going to get the stuff that Robert gave me, make sure it's on the sheet. I'm going to get with OAE's stuff that's online, combine it with the sheet that we've got going here, and then it's going to be one updated sheet again, and in both places, my drive and online. And then I'll get you the sheets somehow. We'll probably name it something different so you know, like contractors' planes or something like that. But rockets do not count. Yet. I don't count the rockets. Basically because a lot of them aren't even my design. They might be modified by me, but they're not my design. So, I mean, if it is your design, maybe we could talk that. So, yeah. Wow, it's turned into a rocket show, didn't it? It's pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm going to work with this design, or my sleeve, as it were. That's going to be something. After working with the transporters we're talking about here, I'm going to borrow some KIA ideas. Okay, I hope you were listening in because I'm definitely going to be using you on this one. We got to get you involved in another show so you can show us some of your big beasts and like the ideas that came with developing said big beasts. Yeah. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for showing in here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We will attempt to obviously stick with our schedule, which means like next week with the Christmas show. It's not Christmas yet, but I mean it's not close enough. Seriously, if it was Eve or day, I probably wouldn't do it. But since it's like nothing special and y'all are probably just gonna be out shopping, I'm gonna invade your shopping space. Go get some paper planes for Christmas, for crying out loud. Buy a book, read something, damn it. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, thanks guys for coming out. Appreciate you much. Thanks for listening, popping in, dropping in, the members. As always, a pleasure. But in the meantime, always remember, keep fly.